watching No Luck Trucking, and we have a tiny bit of explaining to do because we are no longer in Washington State or Oregon, for that matter. We are in California, and we're heading farther south in California. So I'm sure there's going to be some expert in the comments telling us how dumb we are for deadheading down from Washington to California. And it does seem excessive, but we have a plan. There was a blizzard going on basically from the western side of Washington that would cover the majority of 90, which is the way that we would be going almost any way out of Seattle with the loads that were offered. They weren't paying anything. None of them were really that appealing, and all of them would end up with us shut down for, I don't know, a couple days at least. They were talking about until Thursday. So that's at least 2 or 3 days that we would not be able to pass some of those areas. So we looked at it. We found a load that we liked out of California. We called on it, made sure it was available. We got that booked, and then we started deadheading.
Turn right at the traffic light.
We left out.
Then exit right. Take the exit on the right toward Stockton.
We're the second one. Yeah, so we left out. We had a little bit of time. I think we had a day and a half or almost 2 days before we had to pick up the California load. And it paid significantly higher. We've been averaging somewhere in the 10 to 11 miles per gallon range. So even if we go on the low side and we say 10, we cost about $450 to relocate, about. And the loads that we got out of here, we're definitely paying over $450 more, and also fit our schedule better and where we wanted to go. So we decided to go for it. We relocated. We still have about 370 miles to go to our actual pickup. And then that pickup is it's going to be pretty much in LA, and then we're going to Connecticut. And it is super light, which is another thing. All of the loads coming out of Seattle were like max heavy, or like they paid under $3 for the things that were decent to run, which we won't take under $3 a mile. Let's go ahead and get merged. And then in California, we should be getting pretty solid fuel economy, being the speed is set, or the statewide truck speed is 55-ish miles an hour. Of course, you got to do the actual speed limit right on the dot. I'm sure everybody does. Oh, it's been an adventure. But on the way down, we actually stopped at a place that we had never been before. It was north of Portland. It was called Jubitz Travel Center. And I had never been there because I assumed that it was all paid parking. But when we got there, there was plenty of free spots. There were some reserved spots. It was all angled spots, but the place was great. It had a nice building. Parking spots were nice and wide. It was quiet. It was nice. I would definitely go. Excuse me. I would definitely go back there if we were in Portland area, which we don't find ourselves in too often. But it was nice to have an idea of where to go next time to park. Parking in Seattle and Portland are not the easiest. There's not a ton of places to go, and they fill up really fast. But we got parked, left out. Liz drove all day yesterday, basically got us down to Lodi, California, and then I'm driving out from here. Maybe later when we stop, I'll actually calculate the actual amount, but I want to say the quick math that I was doing This deadhead cost us about $450. So we definitely exceeded that in the rates by leaps and bounds. So I think it was worth deadheading down here. It's not something that we would normally do, and it's not something that I recommend everyone do, but it worked for our business. And we also don't get shut down. And also through Kansas, there was like high winds and tornado warnings, and Wyoming was the same way. So there wasn't a whole lot of good options of getting out of Washington that wouldn't leave us taking a very, very long detour route. So I think it was in our best interest to get to California, leave out of there. We can take 40 across, hop up 44, and then go over 70, and then up that way towards Pennsylvania. We have arrived. We made it through LA traffic. Wasn't, well, yeah, I mean, it was LA traffic. It wasn't anything astronomical. But now we are here in this small lot. And apparently I can't say the backing is tight because some YouTube expert told us that we were just bad at backing. These places weren't actually tight. So, you know, maybe we'll default to his knowledge. I don't even know where to go.
Yeah, I could tell there was a turn to the right. Like I said, there were several different areas of docks around this place.
All right.
Okay, so this box truck just started up.
Okay, keep waiting.
All right, number 2.
Yeah, so I can't beat.
All right, he honked, so stop. Stop for him. He's leaving. You can't be what? Yeah, this is gonna be, I guess you said we can't say tight, but it's gonna be maybe not the funnest.
Is he leaving?
No, I don't know, but we also have a bunch of other trucks coming in back here, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully they'll all go around somewhere. Honestly, I feel like this food truck's gonna kind of be in the way.
Yeah, and make it work.
Yeah.
But where's that guy just parked the truck?
Alright, so they're stopping for you. I don't know if you want to go ahead and... Because, I mean, the good thing is that there's so many spaces here. But whatever, however you want to make this work. I mean, it's looking fine. The more angle you can put on it, the better. Yeah, keep... Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the food truck as well, but that's looking good. So just keep bringing it back.
Yeah, if you can check the food truck.
Yeah. I got it. But yeah, just keep swinging like that, and it should be perfect after. Maybe we're good. It'll be good enough. So yeah, come out a bit some. Do you want to straighten up with the cab now?
Yeah,
A little bit?
try. What a great place to put a food.
Yeah, I wonder how many big trucks they usually get. So now you can kind of just, you know, blindside alley dock it. So easy. So that should be good for the door. Looking good. A little less angle, and you should hit the door perfectly. Yep, looking good. Good. I think even the food truck's moving actually, so we're good.
Yeah, of course, after.
Right. No, it's good. All right, yeah. So
I just need to get straight so I can see.
yeah, so you can keep coming back. Keep coming back, and then if you want to let those guys by, you have like 30 feet still back here.
We did not get
Not really, but it'll be okay if you straighten up with it. But I was just saying use all the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too far off. And I guess we'll have to see, I'm assuming we don't have to slide the tandems, but it is that like downhill. What? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So, I know you can't see the yellow line on the driver's side, but it does line up pretty well with the pad.
Okay.
So yeah, if you just get back under it and bring it back, it should be good. You don't need any to push it over anymore.
Okay. Alright, I can see it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be good.
Looks like what?
We might have to push it a little bit. Actually, yeah, I mean, it looks like the dock plate will fit in fine.
Okay.
A little.
I'm sticking out. This is hilarious.
Yeah, it's not good. All right, let me see if I think that's good. Okay.
Well, that was interesting. It wasn't too bad. Once the food truck moved, it was it was like right in the arc of the turn. But they moved, and then wow, that's a pretty truck. Those international ProStar, they're like a love-hate with me. Some of them look really good, some of them just look silly. But yeah, able to blindside in. But the real clincher is like if I kept the cab straight, I'm kind of like at an angle a little bit. We'd be blocking most of the entrance just in the dock. And this is the one that he wanted us in. But yeah, we managed to get it in there with both of us. But you know, another day in the job, right? It sounds like they have everything ready to go, and we'll be out of here in no time. I want to get out of here before rush hour. Just get as far away from LA as possible. It gets so bad here that you'll sit in traffic for an hour or two to go like 5 or 10 miles, and we'd really like to get down the road before we shut down tonight. So we'll see how far we can get. So we got loaded pretty quick. The shipper did not supply us with any placards at first, and then they said, nah, the driver always does that. But then they said that they are not the shipper, they're just the warehouse, which I didn't want to get into semantics of when you're putting product onto a carrier's truck, you are the de facto shipper. But anyways, they went and got us some placards, but they got us just the generic class 2 flammable, but it is over 8,020 pounds of product, so it requires one that has something similar to this, where it has the numbers, which they did not. So our product is 1057, which is lighters. So we have 1075 here, which we are going to cut the numbers. We have a bunch of these. We're going to cut the numbers. We're going to put them on the paper placards that we have to make it legal. So you could also print them out, but we are nowhere near a truck stop or a printer, and I'd rather not haul some hazmat without the proper stuff, especially in California.
Or go back to that office and have more discussions with them.
The office people just seem to be pretty stubborn that it's not their problem. So we're going to take matters into our own hand. We're going to get it fixed, and we're going to be legal, and we're going to roll. In the words of Russ from Johnson's Logic, it's arts and craft time. All right, did some arts and crafts. 10:57, lighters. We are now legal. So now we just got to get some compensation from the broker on this, because it's definitely not the driver's responsibility. So we'll see what happens with that. Update time, made it through LA, and we got pulled in at the weigh station on 15 North, and we are carrying Hazmat, so we got pulled around for the inspection as well. That took about 30 minutes of our life. We're about 22 miles away from Barstow, where we're going to stop for the night, and then hopefully make some miles tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Alright, this right here, people may notice it. This is the TA at Barstow. So we are parked really close, as you can see, front row to the shop. We had an air line going into the brake chamber, had a rubber or a like a nylon washer, and I guess that had worn out. And then the hose started moving a little bit, and basically we were getting an air leak at the fitting on the emergency side of the brake chamber. So you really only find this air leak when the parking brake is released and the wheels are chalked and the motor's off, basically. So we were able to get in at TA. They replaced the brake hose and the fitting and all that deal. That wasn't bad. That was $84. And then we opened a can of worms. We were like, hey, can we get the front tires balanced, since they didn't seem to have a whole lot going on that day. So they're like, yeah, we can get you in just a minute after we fix this issue for you, which is fine. It was all cool. And we roll over there. They go to balance the tires. The right one, where the guy hit us with the trailer, that one was perfectly fine, balanced out just fine. The other one, they could not get it to balance out. So it's been a problem pretty much since we got the truck. We got the tires balanced right away. Everything was fine for a little while, and then it just kept feeling like really shaky, and we just kind of put up with it for a while. I think we've gotten them balanced twice. So we start, they start doing the investigation process and trying to figure out why it won't balance. And we all come to the conclusion that the tire is the issue, which is fine. I kind of had suspicions, since you really shouldn't have to balance the tires twice in 70,000 miles. And like on the way across the country, it's been really shaky. We just kind of dealt with it because we didn't have time to stop. We've been loaded almost every time, and like, to be honest, getting into a truck shop is not the quickest, so we just don't have time to stop. We ended up deciding to replace the steer tires. They did not have Bridgestone, which is what came on there. I'm not partial to any brand, so we got some nice Goodyear. We went through Landstar's LCAP program, which is a long acronym for basically their discounts that they have. So they quoted us on 2 good sets of steers, because I was like, I don't want cheap stuff, definitely don't want used, not going to replace just one. You know, let me know what you have in pairs that are good. So the Goodyear was quoted at $830. Was it 30 or 60? I think it was $830 a tire, plus all the installation stuff. So we went on to LCAP, and the tires were $435 through their national purchasing account. So we went through the steps to get that done, which is kind of a process. It is a little annoying to do, but I mean, for getting the tires almost half cost, you you can't beat it. I was fully okay with putting up with the calling and getting a reference number and then giving them this authorization number, then calling and getting this number and that number, and it was all after hours. But luckily there was not a high call volume. Every time we called, or every time the shop called, they got through with LCAP pretty quickly. So we got it all taken care of. They're gonna bill our settlement for the tires. So an $84 fix for the airline and their time to fix it turned into quite a bit more. But I will be happy if we get out on the interstate and it rides smooth. I don't care. $800 to get that smooth ride back, I'll take it. But I mean, I've never used Bridgestone tires, and like I said, I don't have an opinion really on tires one way or the other. So if they're good, I mean, maybe we can try them next time. I think we've only had like Michelin on before, and those are pretty nice. Got some good life out of them. It does suck to replace steers at 75,000 miles, but I mean, when it's your money maker, you know, what's $800? That's how you have to look at it. Anyways, it's all tax deductible. But anyways, we're gonna get on the road. We're gonna try to get some miles in. I think I'm gonna probably run 6, 7, 8 hours today, and Liz is gonna drive about the same. We're gonna park it for the night again. We have a lot of time on this load. It is not a team load. It is definitely a solo load. It's not very efficient of our time, but it was the best thing going. The rate was really good. It avoided the blizzards that were happening, and towards the like Midwest, there was some tornadoes and strong winds and things. So this kind of just skirts around all of it. Got us a good rate out of California, but you have to deal with California, which, man, going down I-5 from the top of the state all the way down to the bottom is a miserable drive. It is so long. It feels like you're here for like weeks and weeks driving 55 miles an hour. Wink, wink. But we made it, got loaded. Those people were fantastic, actually, loading us. The workers at the dock were great. We got loaded in about as much time as it took for us to back into the dock. Liz had enough time to run over to the front. They let her use the restroom and the break room that were up the front, and by the time she came back, we were pretty much loaded. I just wish the managers of the warehouse were not so combative when we were like, hey guys, I mean, you're required to provide the placards. You know, that's FMCSA says the shipper is required for the placards, but they wanted to argue with us, and then they gave us the wrong placards. But you know, we had arts and crafts time. It was great. So that's definitely not common, and anyone that's going to start doing hazmat, you just got to stick to your guns. I mean, people will tell you all day, this is how we ship it all the time. Well, we never provide them, but I mean, legal is legal, whether they do it illegal all the time or not. But you just got to stick to your guns and be sure. And Landstar also has that whole department, so you can always call them. And if it was even more of an issue, Landstar has no problems calling the customer to discuss it, and if they refuse to fix the issue, then they'll tell you just to leave it there, which that was an option. I'm glad the agent actually decided, like, he was actually really helpful, because he was like, well, what are our options? I was like, our options are, we're going to leave the freight here, or we could make something happen, or we have to go get placards and do some arts and crafts. he said, hey, if you can drop the trailer there and bobtail, I'll pay your time and mileage to go get the stuff at a truck stop so you're not rolling illegally. I was like, fair enough. So since he put in some effort, we just pulled out some old placards and, you know, you guys saw. I think we showed the process. We just cut the numbers out and reordered them and stuck them onto a different flammable Schedule 2 placard. We put the numbers on, so it looks good. It's all, I mean, we went through an inspection, Hazmat DOT inspection, so they were good with it. Everything was good. So we're gonna get down the road, get some miles in. 40 is not the most interesting drive, so I doubt, I don't know, maybe through Flagstaff. That's a pretty cool area. Maybe we'll do a time lapse, you know. Gotta sprinkle in the time lapse in every video.
Turn left
Maybe this has been
turn left on
a fuel stop in the
Friendsfield Road.
past. Maybe we've picked up and delivered something near here. I don't remember. Got going about 6 o'clock this morning. Totally forgot about doing an update until I got halfway down the road. Okay, so they are doing construction
Turn left.
on half of the fuel island. So I don't know if there's going to be an open one or not. Maybe this one at the end. That guy's moving up. But
At the end of the street, turn right.
I think I'll go ahead and take this one here at the end. But usually, you know anything about looking for cheap fuel prices? A cheap fuel price usually indicates that there is, it's either a small place, there's construction going on. Let's see. But there's always a catch. You don't get cheap fuel for nothing. So I'm gonna put myself on duty and get to fueling.
We're on the last leg of the trip, 215 miles left. Got to make it out of this Petro, or somewhere in Pennsylvania. We're going to head over. I don't know if I mentioned this or not. Maybe I did, but this load is going to Dollar General. We have not delivered to a Dollar General yet.
Turn right.
We are hoping that it goes well. They don't take all day, but we did book a load for tomorrow. Alright.
Turn right.
Just to avoid missing our load, like if they do take half the day or the whole day or whatever, we won't miss a load that we had booked.
Turn right, then take the first left.
There's a little spot to cut through over here.
At the end of the street, turn right.
This is the second time we've been to this Petro. It's like up on a hill. It's a pretty steep climb getting up into the parking lot. And there are potholes everywhere, so you have to be
Turn
very
right
careful.
on Grove Street.
We got some pretty good sleep. It was quiet. I think it was good. It's a nice place. Alright, let's try to get the stop downhill. Let's avoid that giant pothole. I was wondering if somebody would park over there. Last time there was trucks lined all the way down this road here. Man, that will knock out your alignment right there. Let's avoid that. I'm assuming places aren't as packed because of Easter weekend. I guess it is Monday now,
Turn
but
right at the stop sign, then enter the roundabout.
I don't know. I guess we didn't really take note if places were less busy because of the holiday weekend. A lot of owner-operators go home. Well, I guess company drivers and stuff do too. Have to maneuvering around this place.
At the roundabout, take the
Just
second
avoiding
exit to
potholes.
Pennsylvania 315.
Oh, that's right. We got there's 2 roundabouts. Awesome. Yeah, most of the times the roundabouts you just gotta take up all the space pretty much. The goal is to not hit a curb and blow a tire out.
Take the ramp on the right to I-81 North towards Scranton.
through the check-in gauntlet. The lady kept asking if I was live or dropping hook, and I kept telling her that it was live. And she's like, "No, I don't see you on here for live unload." And I'm like, "Well, it is." And then she said, "Are you sure you're not a dropping hook?" I'm like, 100% not a dropping hook. She said, "Well, are you a live drop?" I'm like, "I don't even know what that is. I have never heard of a live drop." Oh yeah, we're at 127. Yeah, there it is. All right. I was gonna say there's a trailer in our way, but yeah. So this lady made up a term. All right, let's get out. Break the seal, take the lock off, open the doors, take the straps off, and then we're gonna go check in. All right, let's get her in the spot. We got enough room. Yeah, we should make it work. Somebody told me in the YouTube comments that I should stop playing PlayStation and take notes when Liz is backing, so that's what I did. We just one-shotted it. Didn't have to pull up or anything.
See those sneaky birds over there? Beersy.
Oh yeah. Alright, we're gonna go check in and we'll see how long this process takes. Guys, we're leaving. I just got my shoes off, was laying in bed, pulled the blanket up, we fired up the greenapu.com, and light turned red, and then it turned green. We got our paperwork, and we're out of here. Less than an hour. Our appointment was 9:30. We're leaving out of here at 9:33. So yeah, +1 for Dollar General today. Anyways, at this location. I will not speak for all of them because I've heard horror stories, but right on, right on. I'll even overlook the fact that the lady made up some new jargon for a live drop and hook. So let's go check out. We're gonna head south, hit a truck stop, try to get a Landstar inspection. If not, we still have about 2 weeks to get it done, so we're gonna try to do it on the next load, I believe. 120-day inspection done. We passed. It didn't take too long. I think we waited about 3 or 4 hours, which is about what he told us. We went in and got a shower. The trailer needed the 120-day inspection as well, but we didn't want to lose the spot. This place is really busy. Like, all the spots are already full, and so we'll probably get that when we head by the house. Still have a few days on that. It's not a super pressing issue. Other than that, yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. We'll pick up a new video tomorrow. I'm gonna try to edit this one tonight, and get that up so that we can start on the next one, get up a video. It's been 5 days or something since the last one. So thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.